So I'm going to go with bicycles.
Mhm.
First of all, you are basically traveling, but you are not causing pollution that almost every other vehicle does. And number two, it has many health benefits. You are cycling, or which is basically an exercise, and so you basically get like an offer, two in one: no pollution, and you are also getting health benefits.
All right. There's Nishka. How are you this afternoon? Oh, your microphone's a little soft.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Okay, I hear you. All right. So how's Nishka today?
Nice.
Nishka's nice. Are you mean sometimes? But today
No,
you're nice?
kind of.
Kind of. Who are you mean to?
Uh, no one.
So, I never heard anybody answer, how are you today? I'm nice. That's new. That's a new one. You're a little Shakespeare, aren't you?
Yeah.
You make up your own language as we go. Okay, cool. Why not? He could, so you can too. You can too. All right, we're going to do our new test format. Part 1, social interaction. Part 2, solution discussion, which is a little different. And then a new one that I put together here, speaking topic, to help us practice articulating our thoughts. So you had a chance to look at the guideline with the questions and explanations?
Yep.
Already? Okay, good. So we're going to get started then. All right. Part 1, social interaction. Topic 1, skills. What skills have you learned recently? You could say learned or learnt, of course.
Yes, well, I have started developing my writing skills.
IT, yeah.
Yes. So I basically write blogs sometimes, like if like nowadays, if I'm like during school times, if there's like a free period, I just start writing something, and then I come back home, and then I basically write, make them into proper blogs, and then I publish them. So that was one of the skills I started recently. And one more that I am currently doing is video editing.
And those are certainly great skills to learn. I am learning a lot of that myself now. It's going to be hard to answer the next 2 questions. What happened to the beach?
Gone.
Oh my God. There's a short vacation.
Yep.
Thought maybe you'd be on the moon today.
Yes, but not today.
Not today. Number 2. What is a very important skill a person should learn in order to be successful in the world today?
Okay, well,
Besides IT or editing.
okay. So, about that, I guess kind of all skills are basically kind of unique in their own way. So, for example, if someone wants to go to like editing, I would say most important skill for them is editing. We cannot tell them that their most important skill that they should learn is coding. But like I think that coding is like, if you learn coding, that basically forces your mind to think a lot, which brain your like my brain is a muscle, so it needs exercise just like your body does. So if you do coding, that will really help you in the future. You understand a lot of things.
that is all very true. And both of them are are definitely good to have. Well, editing, I guess it depends on what you do for a living.
Yes.
It's not a practical daily skill.
Yes.
But the question, I mean, more in general, right? Because I'm just talking about, like, for example, 100 years ago, 50 years ago, parents would have said, one of the most important things you have to know now, or you're going to be behind everybody else, is you have to learn how to read and write. It's an essential skill that you must have. So today, with the world, the way it's changing, and it's really changing fast in so many ways, faster than any other period in history. Today, not so much like unless you're going to be building or creating or building programs, coding's not really going to be necessary. But something more general, what would be a skill that you would recommend? Like, for example, if we were talking about what new programs should be in school, what skills should kids be learning now so that everybody knows it? That's more what I'm trying to get at here. And I'm wondering if you have an opinion about something like that. Like, what do you
if you think about it, in the future, there is going to, like, right now itself, there are so many computers, almost all the work is done on the computers. So I think that though it's already introduced in schools, it should actually be more focused on the computer skills in school, because in the future that is what is going to happen.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for, because I would say that because you can tell by looking at the older generations. Pretty much the older the generation, every decade older and older, the less they know and how to operate computers.
Yes.
So clearly, computer skills in general, knowing how to use Excel, knowing how to use all the different functions. You're definitely going to have to learn that, or you're going to be behind. It's computer skills is like reading and writing now.
Yes.
Okay, that was really too long for one question. Number 3, what new skills do you want to learn in the near future? Want to ride a horse?
No.
Want to ride an ostrich?
No.
How about a peacock?
Maybe. Well, I would probably say I really want to learn Japanese. I am actually doing that right now, but like I actually want to go more inside of it and learn more things. And the best part of it all is it is already in my school as a third language, so I'm doing that, and it's so fun.
So they're teaching Japanese in India as a third language in public school.
Yes, but not in all of the schools. In like all of the schools, most of the schools, there is basically Sanskrit, which is like Hindi but not quite it, and then there's French.
And French too. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, surprising. When I grew up in school, we never had any languages. We had our English and French, and those were the only two options. There was no Chinese or Japanese or anything else, any other foreign language. Topic 2. Museums. Why do you think people visit museums?
Okay, so museums, people, like, some people go because they want to learn more about history, like what happened in the past. Some people because it's like a hobby of theirs to like look at like our basically ancestors, things that this like have seen, or some things that they have used. Some people go for that. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Interests different for everybody.
Yes.
Now, in the question, which museums do you think are visited the most? Oh, no, it was the next one. I had a little variation. So yeah, that one. Which museums do you think are visited the most? Oh, yeah. No, what I mean here is, sorry, it was a bit of confusion. You can talk about the specific museums that are visited the most, or the types of museum: history museum, war museums, dinosaur museums. Up to you which one you want to answer.
I'll say type of museum.
Okay.
So, well, Mainly, I think two types of like many people like it is based on their opinion which one they want to go. But I think two types of museums are like people go to two types of museums the most. One is the dinosaur one museums, and the second one is the history. More because like we are like people are more interested in dinosaurs and history. More people are interested in the history.
Especially the kids. Yeah. Now,
Yes.
now, there's no right or wrong answer unless you've done the research. And I didn't do the research on this to actually tell you which is the most visited. One student told me, I think it was Kevin, that the Louvre in Paris, the Mona Lisa, the art museum, was the most visited museum in the world. And I would believe that. But it's definitely, my guess would be the dinosaurs for sure, because
Yeah.
every kid wants to see dinosaur bones.
Yes.
And history would be my number one choice too, if I were going to go see one. Okay. 3, what type of museum would you like to visit?
Okay, so to be honest, my younger self would definitely choose the dinosaur one, but
Mm.
right now I would choose the history one because like for some reason in 7th grade I am so into history. Like history is probably second favorite like subject of mine. So I would definitely go to the history museum.
Yeah, history and science for sure.
Two of my favorite subjects.
Mm. No, you're very lucky, Nishka, that you have these interests at such a young age, because most kids, including myself, I didn't have an interest for science or history or things like that when I was a kid. And it's a shame because now I'm a huge student of science and history and different things. But
Yes,
you have an advantage.
I do know that, but basically it's like a thing. Like to be honest, speaking as like a point of view of a kid, um, it's not like we don't have interests in these things. It's basically like this is like this kind of mindset is created that we hate or we don't quite enjoy these studies. But like once you start learning it, you actually feel how enjoyable it is.
I totally agree. I totally agree. The more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know.
Exactly.
All right, let's go on to part 2. All right. So in part 2, situation discussion, this is your situation. You are a student and of legal age to work. Your parents believe working part-time would be a good experience. So again, you have to work now. They want you to work. You have 3 choices are suggested. 1, an easy job in a clothes shop with very little traffic, so you can play on your handphone most of the time, right? Little traffic means no customers, nothing to do. You take the highest paying job you can find. Maybe you want to buy a new laptop, and money is the only thing that's important. And the third option, you take a job that teaches you a new skill, regardless of the pay. So maybe you don't want to be a chef, but you do want to know how to bake bread at home. So you take a part-time job as a baker, just so you build a new skill. Got it?
Yes.
Any questions?
No, yes, no questions.
Okay. You have 1 minute to prepare your answer starting now.
Okay.
I'm timing you. All right, your time is up. Part 2, situation discussion. You are a student and of legal age to work. Your parents believe working part-time would be a good experience.
Okay.
What is your choice?
I'm gonna go with the third one. Now,
Good choice.
because yes. Now, why I didn't choose the first two? Well, the first one, for the first few days. Now, I have two reasons for this one. The first thing is for the first like few days to for maybe like even a week, it's going to be super fun. But after a while, it's going to get boring doing the same thing again and again, because how many YouTube videos or how many Instagram reels can a person watch in a day?
That depends on the person.
Yes. So it still is like it's going to get boring after a while. And number two is that it is slowly going to like basically reduce my brain strength. So I'm not going to go with the first one. Now, the reason I didn't went with the second one is because basically if the job I'm going to go on to is a really high paying job, then number one, either I'm going to get really selfish and greedy and be like, oh, I'm better than you because I'm in a job that is higher paying than you. Or number two, again, it's going to get boring after a while. I'm going to get everything I need within a short period of time, and it's not going to be that challenging, that challenge that basically makes everything fun.
Okay. When I say highest paying job, remember you're a part-time student working. So we're only talking like, whether it's at $2 an hour or $1.75 an hour or something like that. It wouldn't be something that you would be too rich with. You wouldn't get rich on that job.
Yes, but still, I am going to be richer than my fellow classmates.
Okay. So now, the one you were supposed to answer first, your choice.
Yes, so my
Okay.
choice is the third one.
Mm.
Because I am going to get the bit. It's not like I'm not going to get anything. I am going to get something that might not be the highest, but it is still something. But with that, I'm also learning an additional skill, which in the future might be my full-time job. So by basically, I'm in the starting, I'm going to get a little bit of basically revenue, but I'm going to learn a huge skill, which is then going to help me in the future to earn a big amount of money.
Absolutely. Yeah, like I said earlier, and that's a really smart thing to do, because it doesn't have to be just related to your future career.
Yes.
It can be just your personal preferences and passions as well. But either way, it'll improve your life for sure. The money will come eventually.
Yes.
All right, we're going to move on to part 3. Part 3, speaking topic. This topic is choose one of the following transportation vehicles and explain why you think it has changed people's lives. Automobiles, bicycles, airplanes. Keep in mind, you can use these ideas of the economic benefits, the practicality, how convenient things are using them, health effects, or any of your own ideas. You have 1 minute to prepare.
Okay.
All right. 1 minute is finished.
So I'm going to go with bicycles.
Mhm.
First of all, you are basically traveling, but you are not causing pollution that almost every other vehicle does. And number two, it has many health benefits. You are cycling, or which is basically an exercise, and so you basically get like an offer, two in one, no pollution, and you are also getting health benefits.
That's true. So you're definitely getting the benefits of the health for sure. And then the side bonuses would be keeping the environment nice and clean.
Yes.
Yeah. So easy. Do you think people will buy fewer automobiles in the future?
Yes.
Yeah. So what will they start
Because
using?
electric cars.
Well, those are automobiles. They're just electric.
Yes, but uh,
Fewer carbon dioxide emitting vehicles is what you mean to
y-
say.
yes, definitely.
But I mean, in general, do you think less, like whether they're electric or not, do you think over the next 10, 20, 30 years, there'll be less cars sold or not?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yes,
Yeah, I think some will because more and more people are working online now too.
yes, but like it's like instead of work, you also need to go outside for basic as things like what if you want to go for grocery shopping or you want to go to the gym. You can use a bicycle, but if it's like very far away, then that would be really hard. Then you have to use an automobile.
Not practical. Yeah. What would you do to improve transportation in your city?
Okay. So, to be honest, the public transportation here is not quite the best. So, I would probably start by making it like a thing. Once like the shift of a public transportation vehicle is done, it has to be cleaned up, like thoroughly, just like cleaning up the floors, the benches, because so much bacteria is on there.
So much what?
And bacteria,
Bacteria.
germs,
Okay.
and then also like standing up in public transportation shouldn't be allowed because it is very dangerous, and you're basically, especially in like these times, not really these times but like a few months earlier, that was so dangerous because of corona, as well as like you are standing up while a vehicle is moving, you like there are so many risks in that.
It is. It's dangerous for sure.
Yes.
I've never been to India, but I did spend a lot of time in Indonesia, and Jakarta itself is one of the largest and overpopulated cities in the world. So I'm very aware of overpopulated areas and
It's
poverty.
like in a public transportation where 50 people, maximum 50 people should be, there are like 100 people in there. They're basically doubling it. So they have to stand up.
So they're probably like Indonesia, where the buses and stuff and trains are publicly owned. So it's like the more people, the
Yes.
more money they make.
Yes.
It's not
Yes.
regulated. Yeah. Now in Indonesia, I remember trains and buses, you would have people on the roofs.
Oh, some, yeah, that
India
also
too, huh?
happens. Yeah. Like
Train
not
goes by and
by.
there's a whole bunch of people on top of the train.
But I have not really seen anybody do that on the trains, but like on the buses, you see people like on top of like the roof sitting, and yeah. But like in the trains, I've seen it like in the movies and stuff, but not really in real life.
But you haven't seen it in real life. Okay.
Yes, I'm pretty sure my parents have, but I haven't.
But then again, you don't live in the outside in the countryside too, so it might be a little different.
Yes, it depends on where you're talking about in the country.
Mm. Yeah, such a big country too. Now, where you're living, is there a lot of poverty in your area or surrounding
Um,
areas?
well, where I live, not that much, but I do see like whenever I'm on like a road trip, like people roaming, like poor people, I see them sitting, and yeah. So poverty is like in my area, it's on the medium scale, not on the highest, not on the lowest.
Lucky enough to be in the middle class.
Yes.
Mm. All right, Nishka, you did very, very well as usual. Your English continues to improve. The only thing I really try to focus with you is, of course, to get the practice and to keep helping
Yes.
you with pronunciation, because you're always going to have an accent, and accents are beautiful. Don't ever let anybody try to say, "Oh, you got to lose your accent." No, that's not true at all. It's you have an Indian heritage, and you should have a little Indian accent, but you should be able to use the right the and the and you should be able to pronounce the word so it doesn't matter who you're talking to, that they clearly understand what you're saying. And that's really all I try to do, just to help build up your vocabulary and be more fluent. And you're doing a wonderful job. And I'm glad you'll be joining. Your father said you'll be joining Interest 30, right?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So we will see you tomorrow night for lesson 1.
Yes, thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.